An influential XRP Twitter user is attempting to convey the idea. Along with that, Charles Hodchinson will be discussed. He explains the Democrats' defeat in the 2024 election in this excerpt. We should probably discuss it. We will also examine additional videos related to XRP in this series. Having a good time, everyone. All I ask is that you stick with me as I explain what Jay Klaver did. In approximately 2 weeks, give or take, I will pen a post. Apologies, but June 20th, 2025 will mark XRP's 13th birthday. The ripple effect of XRP's birth has been celebrated. In this interview, Cardano founder Charles Hodchinson explains the Democratic Party's defeat in the 2024 presidential election. Take a look. According to the results of the 2024 election, Harris was defeated in part because the number of Americans who own, use, or are knowledgeable about crypto is 55 million. In general, they are youthful and skewed to the left. For what reason as a politician would you light a fire? It appears that Democrats are still cognizant of the fact that they are in opposition to the wishes of the majority of their followers, who desire a regulated digital asset market. We all know that dishonest people took advantage of the lengthy period while the crypto market was unregulated. That's why it's crucial for you to intervene and rectify the situation as the individuals we elect. To avoid falling victim to scams frequently, use common sense when dealing with cryptocurrencies. How often does it happen that you receive an email with the subject line, "Hey, they got your email address and started sending you all these scams, so it's not something you signed up for?" Verify that the 12-word seed phrase you entered is correct. Otherwise, someone may have hacked your Coinbase account, or you might be the one doing the hacking. Obtain your funds. Do we have any protections in place? The US dollar has no chance against a digital dollar built on Ripple's infrastructure. Like XRP, the sole transparent digital asset in the US, it ought to be a completely managed asset. The solution is right there. Regrettably for XRP holders, Ripple has just met with UAE officials to discuss the matter. On the subject of developing digital infrastructure and accelerating fresh financial concepts, I don't think it was a mistake that they bonded like bricks simultaneously. It is clear that XRP is dominating the Middle East market. One of Ripple's partners is the State Bank of Saudi Arabia. The UAE now features live demand lanes for Ripple, which is now known as Ripple Payments. Revenue generation. The fact that Ripple's Route 123 was held in Dubai lends credence to the notion that the future financial system's epicenter is in the Middle East. The fact that XRP abides by Islamic finance principles including transparency, risk-sharing, and non-interest charging, Sharia compliance is going unmentioned. Because of this, it has potential applications in Islamic banking, which already oversees over $3 trillion in assets, presents yet another opportunity. Increasingly, President Trump is bolstering political and economic progress in the Middle East by signing new deals. U.S. efforts to deepen ties with Saudi Arabia could be behind this. As of now, the dollar will replace the petrodollar system. As a result, the U.S. dollar will receive it. At this very moment, Trump is hard at work crafting a new U.S. identity. Neither XRP nor the U.S. dollar will remain reserve currencies in the future. What currency will replace the U.S. dollar in international trade, if any? I'm being quite serious when I say that amount of money. Even now, I don't think most governments are ready to put their faith in cryptocurrencies. Although I do not believe de-dollarization is non-existent, I do believe it is progressing at a slower rate than what some believe. One of your other major currencies is the yuan, all right. One issue with the Chinese yuan is that the vast majority of its value is held within China. It is not a reserve currency anywhere in the globe. Russia, please, just stop. We can't even have a conversation. That isn't a globally usable currency since Ukraine has been pursuing nearly all of Russia's oil producers. The Swiss franc is on hand and may be utilized, but it isn't exactly considered a reserve currency. Where are you headed? Have you been to XRP? In that case, will the US be the site of that? Despite being the largest financial market in the world, the United States is devoid of regulation. Is the United States really going to cede all of its power? Not in my opinion. Some individuals just don't get it, in my opinion. It will take a few more decades, but I do think the dollar's importance is dwindling. I feel that way. Hey, hold on a second, I really hope I'm mistaken. And transform this into something new. Find out what people all across the globe spend their money on by searching for it on Google. Maybe I misspelled dollarization if it keeps popping up. Remove $1. It will be fixed. Taking away the dollar would be an impossible task for me. When countries devalue, it signifies they are removing their support for the US dollar. Is there any form of currency that could stand in its place? So what's happening globally? While that calculates, let's have a look at this as well. 100 million asset management names. Only XRP satisfies the requirements at the moment.
Excuse me, but I'm still confused about WisenTree, the $100 billion worth asset management firm that published a report on fiat currencies compatible with Bitcoin. What is that? I am really confused. A study suggests that XRP, in addition to Bitcoin, is a strong alternative for long-term portfolio strategy, and community researcher Smoke just tweeted about this. According to the research, XRP is not a dangerous asset, but rather a legitimate supplement to Bitcoin for those who do not own a diverse portfolio of cryptocurrencies. Big investors are wary of putting all their eggs in one mega-cap basket, according to a business research. News outlets and exchange-traded funds ETFs are covering Bitcoin like no one else. It appears the wisdom tree is recommending that XRP be considered as a potential asset for both governments and enterprises. What is going on here? Let's try to figure it out. China, owner of the world's second-largest economy, has put its weight behind the yuan, making it the most discussed choice. According to the International Monetary Fund, the yuan has the potential to be utilized in over 40 other nations through existing agreements. Exactly, the yuan is what they have in mind. With its widespread use in international commerce, the euro has become the world's second most important reserve currency. Surely it isn't the one, is it? Without a doubt, the euro would rank first among world reserve currencies. That's all you can see other from the dollar. Is exchanging dollars for euros actually going to happen? I don't have anything against the euro per se, I'm just confused because I haven't heard many nations or companies claiming to be purchasing or hoarding euros. For anyone interested in learning more, here is a rundown of the 50 most costly companies in the world right now. They aim to determine which cryptocurrency would have the greatest value to these businesses, if they adopted them as part of Project Pine. In an ideal future where all transactions are conducted using tokens, the New York Fed and the BS Innovation Hub have developed a set of instruments that central banks can employ to implement monetary policy. The first step toward these new systems is Project Pine, which demonstrates that central banks can participate in them in order to gain a better understanding of how smart contracts may expedite the resources utilized by central banks.